Hey everyone, in this video we're going to discuss priming a primary line, and in your kits you'll have this primary tubing. This tubing does not actually connect to the Alaris pumps here, but this will still use this in practice to work with drip factors and setting essentially the rate manually. And then this, you can also use this to practice priming, practice priming and spiking your line. However, I'm going to be reusing this line here just so we can hook it up to the pump and I can show you how everything works. And then I'm also going to be using a 500cc bag of normal saline. So first you want to open the bag. You're going to have this cork here, little stopper, and then this blue tab here. This white cork is for administering medications or putting medications into the bag. We will not be doing that. Pharmacy would be doing that, so this one you really never touch. The blue cap here is the cap that you take off to spike the bag. Alright, so never try and spike the bag through the cork. I find it easier just to hang the bag here, and then there is actually set that up. Alright, so this will come all wrapped up just like this. You're going to take it out of the packaging, undo and sort of straighten it out. The first thing that you want to do is make sure that this roller clamp is clamped down, and then that way when you spike the bag it doesn't automatically start flowing through before you prime this chamber here. There will be the plastic cap here that you'll take off, and then at the same, so you want to make sure you never touch this cap here, or sorry, this plastic needle. Pull down on the blue cap here, and then go ahead and insert without touching the needle anywhere else. Go ahead and insert that in and push that all the way up into the bag. Once you have that inserted there, go ahead and squeeze the chamber. You want it to be around halfway full. Once you have the chamber halfway full, you can bring the line over the trash can and go ahead and undo the roller clamp, open it fully wide open, and then let the fluid run through. Once it starts running, you can go ahead and roll that clamp back to close, and your line is now primed. So you're now ready to insert this into the pump. It's a lot easier to have the Alaris pump turned off before when inserting this. That way this thing just starts beeping after you turn it on. You're going to want to set this blue cap here right on the top, and then this cap, this is actually a safety clamp, will actually go into the little slot here. You push that in, that will click in. I normally give this little bottom part here a little push in to that sensor, and then you can go ahead with your top thumb here, I sort of close it, and then that way you can push down on the lever. Now when you open this, you will see that this white clamp automatically pops out. And again, that's a safety mechanism, so when you do open this, or if the door opens for whatever reason, it doesn't start automatically flowing fluid down into the patient if you forget to clamp this. Okay? You can close the door with this actually open, or I'm sorry, this stuck out there, so it might be a little bit harder, but you are able to close that down with that cap sticking out. Once that's inserted, you can go ahead and turn on And you can also now insert this end onto the patient's IV. For this demonstration though, I'm going to set it into the trash can so it doesn't leak everywhere. Now once you turn the Alaris pump on, it's going to ask if this is a new patient or not. You want to go ahead and click yes if it's a new patient. And then it's also going to ask what department or essentially profile you're going to be using. So for this, for here at Chandler Gilbert, you're going to go ahead and hit the critical care. Now going to ask you to enter in the patient ID number. Again, here at Chandler Gilbert, you can just hit 1 and then go ahead and hit confirm. So now you're at the main screen. Now everything essentially, whatever channel you want to select or program, you're always going to hit channel select here. Channel select will then bring up guardrail drugs, guardrail IV, fluid, or basic infusion. So we're going to do an IV fluid here, so we're going to select that. We're going to go down to, you can either choose maintenance IV, or I believe there is actually sodium, that's sodium bicarb, so there's no sodium chloride in this library. So we'll go ahead, we can hit the back button. So, and then go back up to A for the maintenance IV fluid here. So you're going to, and then this is just all alphabetical here. You can hit the page down to keep, selecting or scrolling. There's the back button or page up here as well. So I went too far there. So again, channel select, guardrail IV, and then maintenance IV fluid here. So it's going to always verify that this is what you've selected. So you're going to hit yes, that this is what I want to select. And now you're going to have the rate and the VTBI, which is volume to be infused. And so you'll actually click on the arrow here and that will highlight the rate. You say you have the order for 100 cc's an hour of normal saline, so we'll do 100. Now this is a 500 cc bag, so we'll say we're actually going to program it for 450. You never want to say 500 because you never want to run this primary line dry. So you always want to leave yourself a little extra fluid so you don't end up running this dry and having to re-prime it. So always give yourself a little bit of extra fluid. This silence button, you just saw me push. That is to silence it. That's going to be your most favorite button for on the Alaris pump. Once you have it all programmed, you can go ahead and hit start. And you can now see, you want to wait and make sure that the chamber here is dripping. So we see those drips, so we know that it's running. Alright. Now, some tips when using the Alaris pump. Let's say the patient goes down for a test and they're just getting some maintenance fluid. You want to pause the pump for a little bit and disconnect them so you're not pushing the IV pole all the way down for the test. And so we're going to hold channel off. You can hit the number, any of these numbers when it's saying power down here, and then it automatically brings you back to the home page. You can then, at this time, disconnect the patient and have the patient go down to the test. Now the patient's back from their test and you want to reconnect them and start the infusion again. At this time, again, you're going to hit channel select on the channel you want to program. and there's the restore button down here. When you hit restore, that actually brings up everything that was last programmed in the channel that you've selected, and this way you don't have to reprogram the pump again. So once you hit restore, it will bring everything up, you'll verify it and hit the start button, and that will continue, so the IV infusion will continue going there. Now one sort of quick drug that we're going to have you program and practice programming is heparin. So we're just going to pretend that this is a heparin drip. I'm going to just have this powered down. So anytime you hold the channel off button on the last pump that's on, it's going to shut down the whole entire pump. If you had two IVs running at the same time and you just held channel off here, it's just going to shut down this channel while leaving this on. But since this was the last channel that was on and running, it's going to shut down the whole thing. To turn it on, you're just going to push the on button again. At this time, I'm just going to say that no, it's not a new patient, so we don't need to reprogram the whole thing again. So no to the new patient. Yes, we're still in the critical care setting. And then so now we're going to pretend that this is heparin. Hit that channel select button, and now we're going to do a guardrail drug. Go down to, sorry, wrong, a little hard reading upside down, so once again, there we go, H. So now we have heparin here, select heparin. This is going to be a 25,000 unit bag and a 250, so we'll select that. It's going to verify that this is what you've chosen. Is that correct? You're going to say yes. Heparin is one of those medications that it's going to fire a clinical advisory warning, making sure that you have another nurse with you to verify this drug. So we're going to confirm. Again, confirm everything, the correct amount of concentration, how much fluid is in the heparin bag. This is not weight dosing for the heparin, so that's why it says not used. Most heparin drips, though, you'll be entering in the amount of kilograms that the patient is, so it's going to be a weight-based dose. If you don't program it inside, it's going to now, so go back through heparin, so to 2500, yes, confirm. So again, next, so I'm confirming that. So we're going to go based off of the order of the heparin drip, whatever our starting dose is. However, with heparin, we're actually going to be titrating this based off of the dose and not the rate. So you can, when we plug in, so we'll say the starting unit per hour, since that's what this is in, where it's non-weight based. If it was weight based, it would be units per kilogram per hour. And we'll just say 12 units per hour. So it automatically calculates and gives you the rate here. Now we can say that this again is a 250 bag. We're going to say 240, so we don't run this line dry. And then at this time again, you're just going to hit start. So I chose too small of a dose, so it's going to actually fire the guardrail essentially warning saying that is this appropriate. We're just going to say yes, and then so now this is infusing at 12 units per hour, which is 0.1 cc's. So then when you, per the order, you're going to titrate the dose up or down based off of the PTT, the INR, or I'm sorry, not the INR, but the PTT or the anti-factor XA, which most hospitals have gone to titrate the heparin drip. And you'll learn about that in